Good afternoon, everybody. You're here with Mechanic Mark from Futurecom. Today, I'm going to tell you how to properly change a wheel and tire on your vehicle. We're using this lovely razor today, but this works for your car or anything else. Before we get started, I want to make sure that everybody knows that there's lots of different jacks to jack vehicles up. There's jacks that are in your car, there's floor jacks, there's other things. Always make sure you review the instructions before you use them and take the precautions. Today we're going to be using a floor jack for this job, so I'm going to walk you through a little bit about what we have to do to change the tire. Everybody ready to go? All right. First of all, we're going to select our jack. Today I'm going to be working with a floor jack. Floor jacks are typically in shops and easy to use. I'm going to position the jack in the center of this vehicle, because we're going to be working on a front tire, and that lifts the best on this vehicle. As you can see, I'm lining it up with the center of the frame mount, putting it on there. I'm going to put just a little tension on it. Next, I'm going to go back and I'm going to select my tool. In this case, I picked a 4-way wrench. I got a little bit of tension put on here, but the tire will still not spin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and loosen the lug nuts on this tire. This wheel, I'm going to loosen the lug nuts just a little bit so I don't have to worry about the tire turning. If you're working on a tire on a vehicle, before you jack it up, you generally, if you're going to change it, want to loosen these lug nuts just a little bit first. Now I'm going to go ahead and pump up the jack underneath this vehicle. And as you can see, I'm taking it all the way up till the tires come off the ground. In addition, for safety equipment, I'm in the shop and I have jack stands, so I'm going to go ahead and put a jack stand underneath this side of the vehicle, just in case anything were to happen. Of course, you can prop it up and sit it on the jack stand just fine, if you want to. In fact, because we've got both sides of this one, I'm going to go ahead and put out both jack stands, just in case. As you can kind of see here. Very important to use your safety equipment properly so that you support the vehicle and you don't get injured. Now when you're out on the road and you're having to change a tire, you probably won't have jack stands. You just need to be extra careful with what you're doing. As you can see, when I take the tension off this jack, the tires are still up. I'm still going to leave the jack underneath it for extra support. Next, I am going to finish taking these lug nuts off on this tire here. Just make sure that you keep track of them. There again, be careful with your safety equipment and not moving your vehicle around. Today we're on a nice flat surface. Lots of times when you have to do a tire change, it's not the best surface to be able to work off of. Now that I have all the lug nuts off, keep them in a little pile over here just so we can keep them straight. Then I'm going to reach in. This tire has holes in the center, and I'm going to pull it off. Now, if I had to repair this tire or fix this tire or put another tire on, it's pretty easy to change it if it's already on a wheel. If not, and you got a flat, you probably have to take it to a shop to get the tire taken off of the wheel and patched, just depending on what it is, or of course get your spare out of your car to put on there. So that's the pieces that do it. I usually make sure everything looks like it's in good shape while I'm in there. And then I really just repeat the process. In this case, since I don't have to really plug a tire or patch a tire today, I'm just going to go ahead and remount the tire. Line it up with the lugs. While you do your best to stay away from the underneath side just in case something was to fall or have a problem so that it did not hit you. Mechanical things can be replaced pretty easy, but human bodies are a lot harder to fix. So always be careful and use precautions when you're working on any type of vehicle that you've got lifted up like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hand tighten these lugs on this wheel. Once we get these hand tightened so that they're good, so that the wheel's not rocking back and forth, I am going to tighten them up a little bit in a pattern that's opposite of each other. Start on one, move over to the other side, tighten it up a little bit. This is the proper torque range that you do to do it so that your wheel goes up evenly. As you can see, the wheel's pretty tight now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the jack back up, get it off the jack stands. Then I'm going to take the jack stands out from underneath the vehicle to get them out of the way. After I do that, then we're ready to let the vehicle down so you can hold the tire to keep it from turning. You don't want to come all the way down because you still have to tighten up your lug nuts. Here I go. I'm going to tighten this one. I start on this one right here, get it pretty snug. Go across from it. Move to the other crossing lug nut. This one happens to have 4 lug nuts. Lots of vehicles have 5 or 6 lug nuts. Then I'm going to get them to proper torque, which I've done many times so I can hit it without using a torque gauge usually. And there you have it. So there you have it, the conclusion of how you change the tire on the RZR. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video today from Mechanic Mark at Futurecom. Thanks and have a great day.